Hello Internet, my name's Alleycat, and I'm a random guy who likes Pokemon. Today, I'm gonna cook some Poffins. Poffins are these little treats you give your Pokemon and then that makes them do I don't know. I don't get paid to do this. There are 5 main flavors of Poffins: sour, sweet, bitter, dry, and spicy. To start with, we're gonna cut up some scotch bonnets. Scotch bonnets are hot, but they're not as hot as all 5 fire types in this game. They're seriously only 5. We're gonna put on some gloves. Just put some gloves on. I'm gonna start by slicing and seeding these, only to realize that I actually want the seeds, and putting everything into a sauce pot. Bring out your stove, and do to it what Cynthia does to you. Light it up. Throw it in enough water to cover it and let it simmer. This feels like you're trying to catch a legendary. It really shouldn't take this long, but it does because f you. Aggressively slam your blenders on the table and pour the simmered peppers into a blender and blend. Make sure it's closed, otherwise you'll have spicy water on your counter. Remove the rubber gasket that's in the way. And finally blend. Blend it till it's combined. Strain the mixture and wipe up the tears that fell down your face. Now I'm going to contend with the sweet stuff. Throw some raspberries in a pot and put in some sugar. You're going to want to do what you do when your mom walks in on you reading that one Gen 4 fanfic that you really shouldn't be, and cover it up. Throw in a little water as well. Wow, that music change is weird. Let me talk about why I love this song while the raspberries bubble over. It's nice. It makes me nostalgic. Okay, moving on. Drain and do to it what you do to Weedle every time you catch it in your randomizer Nuzlocke, and throw it in the box and cry. The box means fridge. Put it in the fridge. Now, we're gonna move on to the bitter ingredients, spinach. Throw an absolute ton of spinach into a pan and let it sweat. No matter how much spinach you put in, it's gonna be a tiny amount, so just put however much you want. Throw in some salt to help with the moisture loss. Throw that into your blender along with the gross spinach water. Add some garlic, olive oil, salt if you need to. Tighten it extra tight this time so it doesn't fall out and make a mess all over your counter, and blend. Give it a good shake and set it aside. Now we got our lemons. The sour Poffins are really easy. We simply have to juice 1 lemon and not drop it in. Strain that into another cup because you're an idiot who forgot seeds exist, and set it aside. It's time for our main event, our Choux Pastry. I chose this because it's made in a pot like in the game, it can be made into small portions for your Pokemon, and it's kind of hard to make so I can flex on everyone. The measurements are super important here, so be sure to use a scale. Throw in 100 grams water, 2 grams salt, 5 grams sugar, and 80 grams butter. Mix and let it boil. Do to the heat what you do every time you encounter a shiny, and immediately kill it. Add in the flour and mix it till it makes sort of a paste dough type thing. Turn the heat back on and let it dry out a little bit. Turn the heat off after that and let it cool off or transfer it to another bowl. I'm lazy, so I didn't. Crack in an egg with one hand because you're sick. And do it again to prove that you're sick. And mix to combine. It'll get really hard to mix at one point, but keep going, you'll get there. Do to your last egg what my mom did when she found my DS under my pillow and beat it. And mix to combine until it makes soft peaks. Mix it till the dough makes soft peaks. I didn't show it here because I messed it up, but it worked out anyway. Enjoy the dapper music you'd think would come on when you're about to get jumped by a dude with a bowl cut, and split into 5 vessels. I don't have clear bowls, so I just use cups. Now we're going to add our food coloring. We're going to use red, blue, green, and then red again, because much like Pokemon games these days, they're all the same. Just kidding. Then we're going to transfer our dough to our piping bags. Using a glass for your piping bag makes it much easier. Just don't squeeze too tight or you might bust your balls of dough. They're not supposed to be balls, but I messed it up so I can make a joke about it. Make sure they're taut and group them up. Grab your sacks and set them aside. Snip the tips off of the bags and pipe onto a non-stick surface. Enjoy a super dramatic music change while we pipe our dough into small circles and press the peaks down with a wet fork. Put it in the oven and bake on 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. They should puff up and look nice, like this. Now's the time to finally finish up our fillings. Choux Pastry is light, so we need a light filling. In a vessel of some sort, put in half a cup of heavy cream, a few tablespoons of sugar, and the rest of your vanilla. Unless you have an entire bottle, then just 1 teaspoon. If you're super unprepared like me, despite planning to do this for months, just throw the rest in. Whip it up to soft peaks and split into 4 vessels, one for each type of filling. Slowly stream in the filling while whipping up the cream. Make sure all of them are whipped up to stiff peaks. We've now got our bitter, spicy, sour, and sweet fillings. Do the same thing you did before piping the bags. Make sure you seal the bags like I did my brother in the basement because he deleted my 900-hour save. Wait, I don't have a basement. Oops. You don't have to do it this fast, I just sped up the footage because it kinda gets boring after a while. Cut little holes in your Poffins and do to it what you would do to Cynthia, and pipe it down. Wait a minute. Do what you didn't do to your Pokédex and fill it up. Enjoy the best track in the game, even though it doesn't fit the show at all. It was too good to leave out. You probably want a bag with a metal tip, but I didn't have one, so I used Ziplocs. And serve onto a cutting board for some reason. Hey guys, welcome back to binging. Wait, wrong show. Alright, the Poffins are done, I've made my jokes, and now it's time to dig in. The sweet one could have definitely been benefited from a little cinnamon. The spicy one does what your rival never does, and snuck up on me with that heat. The spinach one was actually really good, and the dry and sour ones were as you expected them to be. Dry and sour. Also, the music you hear is what comes right after your fight with Cynthia. You get sent back to the PC. Okay, maybe one more joke. The dry one was more green than blue, and I would have changed it, but I was like Game Freak when it came to making Sword and Shield. Lazy.